the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Detroit Pistons. Looking at the Pistons, they're off to a better start than last season, and that certainly bodes well. Always some changes from season to season, but they're going in the right direction. And we'll be seeing the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo in tonight's game. Shaq, how good can this kid be?
You know, Ernie, it's rare to see a blend of size and speed as his position. 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. He's a great athlete, and he really can finish at the rim.
Yeah, he's very young, but his skill isn't young. And if he stays focused and works on his outside shot, which I've heard he's been doing, I think that he could take his game to another level.
In his short career, has his name become any easier for you to say?
No, it's very easy. The Greek freak.
Antetokounmpo.
That was very, very close. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Antetokounmpo.
Giannis.
It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to work the home court advantage. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Here we go.
So Detroit will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Harris in at the small forward. Now here's Drummond. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Monroe. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
The first free throw is good.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
Second free throw, no good.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Now here's Jackson. Jabari Parker unable to get his last shot to go. Carter Williams with it. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Here's Antetokounmpo, and stolen by Harris. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. We're about 1 minute into the first. Pistons on defense. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And were able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night. And you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
No style points earned for sure, Greg, in that game. But they did hit the big shots when they needed them. And oftentimes, it's not what you do as much as when you do it.
Here's Morris.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Here's Monroe, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Monroe's got his first basket.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Drummond kicks to Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist from Tobias Harris.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Carter Williams dishes to Antetokounmpo. Parker passes to Antetokounmpo. And that one is hammered home.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Shot's good by Middleton. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And here's Jackson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Washington.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
Carter Williams can't get it to go. The Pistons trailing. Harris kicks to Morris. Parker with the steal. Down low, here's Monroe. The shot is off. And it's Detroit the other way.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
And they double up Jackson. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. Pistons trail by 4. In Detroit last season against the East, played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on. Tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East. And went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
Here's Middleton. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, a bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
From downtown, offensive rebound Bucks. And Monroe kicks to Parker. Here's Carter Williams. It's blocked. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin. And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
On the topic of Caldwell-Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
And he's good on the second. So the Bucks, their last game, a win against Indiana.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Harris a screen on Carter Williams. Jackson dishes to Harris. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career-high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from 3 the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Harris.
And getting back to Harris, there's just so much to like about his game. He lives in the gym, has a tremendous feel for the game, and he knows how to maximize his production within those athletic limitations.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Plumlee, he's checked in for Monroe. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Antetokounmpo. Vaughn's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Carter Williams. And Harris drops them both.
You know, the thing about Harris is he's a combo forward, extremely versatile. At 6'8", he struggles with size against the better power forward, and he lacks the athleticism of the better small forward. So to get the most out of him, you have to put him in the right matchups.
Plumlee, shot is good off the back rim and in.
Dellavedova is really good at finding his teammates.
So it's the Pistons now. They trail by 3. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game to me is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
So it's the Bucks now after the basket by Detroit. Feeds it to Parker. Pass to Vaughn. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. We'll go to Dorisburg, who spoke with head coach Jason Kidd. Doris, what's the news there?
Yes, Kevin, he told me their game plan offensively today is a relatively simple one. He wants to see as many plays run through the low post as possible. He said physically, we're the stronger team, and we need to use that to our benefit. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Johnson's checked in for Jabari Parker. And a switcher also for Detroit. Johnson's checked in. Pistons trail by 3. Smith outside. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
A little bit over the pass to Henson. When you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Wow, that's right.
That's a line for 2.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Smith, looking for his first basket still in this one. The pass to Bullock. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
And talking about Henson, obviously the great length helps him as a shot blocker. The young center is also very quick off his feet. He's averaged around 2.5 blocks a game over the past 2 seasons. He's also been contributing some as a rebounder, though really needs to add some weight to kind of take it to that next step.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Here's Vaughn. Dellavedova kicks to Plumlee. Here's Bullock, defended by Henson. Good! Now it's a 3-point Piston lead.
Getting back to Henson, last year was an odd one for him. I mean, he was starting. Then in February, he was benched in favor of Zaza Pachulia. That might be a hint to Henson that he needs to put a little more work into his game to maintain a place in the rotation.
Here's Bullock. Kicks it out to Johnson. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. That's 7 points for Johnson. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Detroit.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
Here's Smith, following the score by John Henson. Now here is Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. They set the screen. Clock at 6. Bullock, good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Here's Vaughn. Dellavedova dishes to Henson. Pass to Dellavedova. Henson with the screen. Dellavedova kicks to Henson. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Pistons leading by 3.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls, but they got the momentum and forced the game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And as you said, the Bucks lost on their home floor. One thing about that series is the Bucks introduced their new logo. They gave away free playoff tickets to anyone that turned in their old red gear. Not a bad deal in my book. Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Bucks trail by 5. Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And Henson kicks to Dellavedova. Henson with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Dellavedova. No good on his first attempt of the game. Swiped away. Teletovic passes to Plumlee. No good. Pistons leading by 5. Bullock kicks to Johnson. Up and in on the layup. Johnson's got 9 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
It's stolen by Smith. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. And the Pistons lead by 9.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
The high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. They set the pick. Smith dishes to Lure. Here's Bullock. And Henson sends it back. Here's Teletovic. Johnson with the block. And they're able to recover. Ball stolen. And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Milwaukee making a switch here. Monroe's checked in. Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Reggie Bullock. Bucks trail by 6. Henson with the screen. Doubled by Smith. Vaughn, the pass to Monroe. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots a fader. Detroit with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Vaughn, the pass to Henson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. He's got to bring that percentage up. I mean, those are the kind of free throw numbers that will get you in a coach's doghouse and get your teammates a little mad at you.
Henson hits them both. Pistons leading by 4. Now Jackson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Drummond. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pistons lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center.
And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we and I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but Seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, Fred.
Yeah, or handball.
Or handball.
Either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Tobias Harris is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. Parker with the steal.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Stripped it away. And they're pushing it up. Here's Jackson. A three-pointer off the mark. The Bucks trail. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now here's Carter Williams. Guarded closely. Jackson comes over with the double. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Pistons shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Here's Parker. Rebounded by Jackson.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong. And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Carter Williams kicks to Parker. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in.
And he's showing us a little bit of everything now, taking a leaner with no one on him.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. Morris kicks to Jackson. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Rebound by the Pistons. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Jackson dishes to Morris. Antetokounmpo on the double team. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good with the wing jumper. Bucks have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Caldwell Pope. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
I'd say, 8 lead changes, that speaks for itself.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
Here's Carter Williams following the bucket by the Pistons. Harris with it. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Washington. Caldwell Pope passes to Morris. Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass. And now a 3-point Detroit lead.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Parker drives in, and there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And the Bucks making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. There's the dish to Antetokounmpo. 6 to shoot. The 19-foot shot, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year. Fifth on the list, the Pistons.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Pistons leading by 3. Outside Jackson. There's the pick. The feed to Bullock. This one for 3. Can't get it to go. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once, and they had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Middleton.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Jabari Parker, for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Michael Carter-Williams. You just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15-29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Pistons. They reside in the 7th slot right now in the early part of the season. And, of course, Milwaukee. They're at the bottom of the conference.
And right now for the Pistons, it's early, but we can already say something about them that we couldn't say last year. This may be a team with legitimate playoff hopes.
And, Greg, unlike last year, they're taking the court every night believing they can win this season no matter who they're facing.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, the Bucks took a nice step by making it to the playoffs last season, but their ultimate goal is to win the division. They'll need to play better against the rest of the division in order to do that.
And so Bullock nails both of them. Greg, as you said, last year the Bucks didn't have the easy time against the rest of the Central Division. They only went 7-11 against them.
And listen, anytime you have powerhouse teams in your division, every game means that much more. Not only for winning the division, but just staying in the playoff picture. It's only going to get tougher this season as well. And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent him, GA, from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Smith drives in. Here's Marjanovic. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
So it's Detroit now after the basket by Milwaukee. Bullock kicks to Lou. Dishes it to Bullock. That 3 off the mark. Bucks have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And it's Middleton penetrating. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Bucks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
At the line for 2.
The first one falls.
And the Pistons were a better team last season than they were in 2014. I mean, they still ended up bottom in the Central Division, but most of it was because of how strong the Central really was last season.
John Henson's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Detroit with a change here, too. Johnson's checked in. That one drops. He ties it up. Greg, as you said, the Pistons were last in the Central Division last year. They had finished 4th each of the last 4 years before that, Clark.
And, you know, the Pistons actually had more wins last year coming in last than they did in any of the 4 seasons they finished 4th. I mean, it just shows you how tough and improved the Central Division was last year.
Here's Dellavedova. 9 points last game out. Got a hand on it, but they recover it. And they'll keep possession. That puts them in the lead. And it's 9 points now for Henson.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Smith dishes to Bullock. Feeds it to Lewis. Johnson, wide open. He fires. Detroit, no good that time either. Milwaukee's gone 1 or 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. So for the 3. And it's Lewis with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Smith outside. Kicks to Bullock. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
The Pistons have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Now here's Johnson. 9 points in the game so far. Smith with a wide open look. A 3-pointer off the mark. Bucks shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Johnson with the block. And here's Smith. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he has this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too,
yeah,
because he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level.
And both free throws good for Johnson. Bucks are a strong team last year at home to start the year, certainly. The whole league was marveling at their start. Much improved, Greg, from the season before, but fell off, Greg, a touch late in the season.
And Kevin, credit Jason Kidd. I mean, he got this team off to that great start, particularly at home, and they built some confidence. And that helped propel them into the playoffs. Sad to say they were still near the bottom of the league, though, in attendance.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Yeah, the Bucks ended, guys, with a 23-18 record at home. Really impressive for a young team. They didn't have the largest margin of victory because they won a lot of close games here at the Bradley Center.
The Bucks trail.
And one thing that made the Bucks so strong at home was their three-pointers. Near the top in three-point percentage here at home. And easy to get the crowd into it when you knock a couple down from deep.
Here's Dellavedova. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Smith right side. Bullock passes to Smith. It's deflected. Here's the break. Here's Teletovic. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And just a solid start to the season for Teletovic last year. I mean, unfortunately, it came to a close prematurely as he was battling blood clots.
For Teletovic, he got the clots in early December, and Clark, fortunately, he made a full recovery.
Yeah, good to see him back. You know, Bosch's blood clot battle was more publicized due to his stardom, but Teletovic went through the same thing. It's a real threat to an athlete, and hopefully it's well behind him and he doesn't have to run that race anymore.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lows.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons' season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
Rose checked in for Milwaukee. Drummond's checked in for Detroit. And the Pistons with possession here. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. That they would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season. And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Here's Johnson following the bucket by the Bucks. He kicks to Drummond. Cannot hit. Good work defensively by Monroe. Milwaukee has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. So they take the lead. Now it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Drummond a screen. The three from Johnson. Can't get it to go. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Now here is Smith. And there's a minute 45 left in the second quarter. And Lure kicks to Bullock to stop the run. Rebound, Milwaukee.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Henson's shot is off.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second. I mean, that's all it took.
Here's Dellavedova. Monroe with a screen on Smith. Here's Dellavedova. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
To the inside. And Monroe, a bucket on the assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his 7th assist in the game. Pistons trail by 5. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And it's Bullock missing.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Vaughn. He's got 6 from 13. Johnson with some nice D. The Pistons shooting in the second quarter has been pretty iffy, down 32%. Here's Drummond. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The Pistons have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. And the first one drops. Both teams deciding to change it up. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Milwaukee leading by 4. Here's Carter Williams. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Carter Williams has got 5.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And so that brings the first half to a close. Bucks ahead. They're up by 6. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. The second quarter was when things really came together for them, and the result is they were able to build a solid 6-point lead at the half. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
They played some solid team basketball, Ernie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Fantastic game from John Henson so far in this one.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward, and it's Monroe in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Carter Williams dishes to Monroe.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season, top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing to evolve.
It's his first trip to the line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
That one is no good. Pistons trail by 7. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Parker. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. Harris kicks to Drummond. Here's Morris. It's thrown down to Antetokounmpo. And here's the fast break. Here's Parker, and he gets it to go. Parker's got 6.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Well, Greg, the thing about Monroe, we knew he was a prolific scorer and a rebounder when he was a 5-star recruit out of high school. So Clark, this is nothing new for him.
I think what you see, Kevin, is the added muscle coming into play and benefiting. He's just an average athlete, but being stronger makes him more effective.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And Jabari Parker is a rookie, drafted number 2 overall behind Andrew Wiggins. Clark, there was much debate about which of these players, which of these prospects would be better NBA players. What do you think?
Well, I think both showed they're very capable of being stars in the league. Parker got off to a great start, averaging 30 minutes a game until, unfortunately, he had the ACL injury. And Wiggins, conversely, went on to have a big-time season, winning Rookie of the Year.
And the first one drops.
And when you compare Wiggins and Parker, really 2 different types of players. I mean, Wiggins has that unmatchable athleticism. Parker beats you with an incredible skill and passion. Also, tremendous maturity for such a young player.
And so he hits both.
And, you know, going back to Parker versus Wiggins, guys, I mean, that debate could last a long time. Both guys have the look of perennial all-stars. It could be the number of championship rings that ultimately separates them.
Jackson dishes to Morris. Out to the right wing. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one is stuffed right through.
That's what I like, a nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
Parker. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside Jackson. Drummond trying to get himself free. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Jackson.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Milwaukee. No good that time either. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Nothing but money for them to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Carter Williams, the pass to Parker. To the paint. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And still, I don't know that anyone can define what Giannis's position is. It's kind of still up in the air. I mean, he's played mostly on the wing a season ago, and thus far, maybe that could end up being the best fit.
Prior to last season, Giannis was experimenting with the point guard position for stretches during the summer league.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's just the type of guy whose size and length really allow him to guard every position.
True. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Milwaukee. And the second free throw, good.
And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the barrel to a sixth-place finish in that Eastern Conference?
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Here's Caldwell Pope. No luck. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. And for the Bucks, a lot of their improvement came, Greg, as you're talking about, in their play against the Eastern Conference. They went 30-22, Clark, against the rest of the conference.
A nice step for a young team, but you look at it more closely. Basically, the Bucks beat teams they should have beaten, but you know, Kevin, the good teams do that consistently, so a good step for them. Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 104 so far.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Chris Middleton. And a switcher also for Detroit. Lewis checked in for Marcus Morris. Doubled by Plumlee. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see. And, guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
Bucks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Pistons trail by 4. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's got 5. Here's the break. Dellavedova dishes to Carter Williams. Parker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Caldwell Pope. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
How about this run they're in the midst of? On the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead.
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
Carter Williams, and John Lure gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
But it's still early in the quarter, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
And the Bucks with some changes. John Henson's checked in for Parker. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Vaughn in for Carter Williams. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Johnson, he's checked in for Harris. Here's Teletovic. He's guarded by Johnson. Teletovic passes to Vaughn. Clock at 6. Henson with the screen. Here's Dellavedova. It's deflected. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 12-3 run. Jackson kicks to Johnson. To the paint. Puts up the baby hook. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1. Checked in for Detroit. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pistons?
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in the transition.
Here's Dellavedova. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. On the pass to Plumlee. Here's Vaughn. Three-pointer. Dellavedova. That's good. Dellavedova's got his second basket of the night. And not even three-quarters out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
I'm looking over there at Greg. He's enjoying every second of it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's going to nail it.
Another block. And it's out of bounds for Bucks. Able to retain possession here. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Jackson.
Reggie Bullock.
They set the pick. Here's Vaughn. He has 6. Shot clock at 6. And Jeladovic kicks to Henson. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Here's Bullock. 10 points for him. For 3, Smith. A rebound by the Bucks. Vaughn's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Dellavedova. Second shot opportunity. Can't capitalize inside. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. And it's Smith penetrating. Back to Johnson. Lets it go from deep. Kept alive. And Lure kicks to Bullock. No good. Here's Dellavedova. He's got 5. From the stripe. Here's Vaughn. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Here are the Pistons with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Lure inside, working on Jeladovic. Here's Bullock. A three-pointer off the mark.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down and try to get some easy ones.
The shot's good from Henson. Now, here is Smith. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
He dishes it to Bullock. Smith, left side. It goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Johnson. Bucks shooting an ugly 27% since halftime.
Bucks call timeout.
Timeout called the Bucks.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
You know, obviously, you know, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, you know, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Making a change here. Middleton's checked in. And then for Detroit, Marcus Morris is checked in for Lure. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Reggie Bullock. Milwaukee with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Middleton, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. We talk about players who don't get a lot of recognition that probably deserve some. For me, Chris Middleton, Clark.
He's at the top of the list in that regard for me too, Kevin. I mean, really a revelation for the Bucks the last couple of years. He's a really good all-around forward who can do everything well.
First one falls for him.
And Middleton has improved every year as well. Added the three-point shot after the rookie season, which made him very tough to deal with offensively.
And so he makes both from the line.
And for Middleton, adding that three-point shot was huge. I mean, not only can he keep teams honest outside, but he hits over 40% of his shots from beyond the arc.
Now here is Smith. Morris a screen. Out to the right wing. The Pistons working the ball around now. And it's Smith missing.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Got a piece of it. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's got 7 and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Milwaukee.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Monroe's checked in for Milwaukee. Carter Williams comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Andre Drummond's checked in for Detroit. And he ends up missing both free throws.
Usually free throws are a formality for him. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there.
Another steal. Caldwell Pope dishes to Johnson. That's good. Johnson's got 15 points.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's got 5. Monroe, the pass to Henson. Another shot, and the layup is up and in. He's got 15.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Bucks leading by 4. Out left to the wing. All sorts of time. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Detroit's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the 3rd. Smith, no good.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, the effort and the aggression really favors them thus far. They've completely dominated the backcourt.
Monroe, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career, despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond, and that took some getting used to.
We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have, Clark, the long-range jumper teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power forward. He's not super athletic. Where he does his greatest damage is in the painted area. There's still value in that.
Good on the second free throw. So it's Detroit now. Pass to Morris. It's deflected. In the corner, Drummond with it. Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson. And they double up Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. And the basket by Harris.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Hunter Williams dishes to Monroe. And he gets it to go. Monroe's got 4 this quarter.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Can't get the layup.
Kevin, not a single point in this quarter for him. Obviously, not what they need right now. He's got to score.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping. But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
He's off on the second.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
Milwaukee leading by 6. Parker with no one around. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got his 6th assist on the night. Morris a screen. Jackson kicks to Morris. It's thrown down to Kumbo. And it's Harris off the drive. A stupendous finish in traffic. Harris has got 10 points here in the second half.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
Pistons trail by 6. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Harris kicks to Morris. Stolen by Monroe. And it's the Bucks on the break. And it's Carter Williams, that time on the assist by Middleton. That's 7 points for Michael Carter Williams. Now Drummond. He's got 7. He feeds it to Harris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Morris. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Middleton with it. He's got 5. Passes it to Carter Williams. With 2 seconds left. Can't get it to go. The third quarter comes to a close. Bucks lead by 6. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Pistons trail by 6. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Harris. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Caldwell Pope passes to Morris. 5 on the clock. Jackson dishes to Drummond. Here's Caldwell Pope. Off target with his 3.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounding.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win.
And Detroit has possession, following the bucket by the Bucks. And there's the pass to Drummond. Morris kicks to Harris, and that one's good. Harris has got 12 points here in the second half.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
And Parker, here we go. And he gets it to go. And the Bucks lead by 8.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting the season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
Pistons trail by 8. Outside Jackson. Morris kicks to Harris. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Pass to Carter Williams. Parker outside. There's the steal. Here's Caldwell Pope. Carter Williams covering. It's stolen by Carter Williams, and it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Milwaukee leading by 8. Carter Williams kicks to Middleton. Inside, Monroe uses the glass to finish the layup.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Parker with the steal. Jackson against Carter Williams. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. And it's 7 points for Chris Middleton.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Jackson passes to Drummond. To the middle, Parker with the steal. And here is Antetokounmpo. Stolen by Jackson. Pass break, Detroit. Up the floor. And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Harris.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
Jackson against Carter Williams. Parker, a screen on Jackson. Back to Parker. Lots of room. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got his 8th assist here tonight. Pistons trail by 12. Outside Jackson. The dish to Morris. Back to Jackson. Down low. Here's Drummond. And he dunks it down.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Antetokounmpo gets to Carter Williams. Here's Parker, and that one's good. Parker's got the lead up to 12 now for the Bucks.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Jackson against Carter Williams. From 17 feet out, the rebound by the Bucks. Monroe's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
And the Pistons making a change here. Smith has checked in. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using the timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over that last break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Middleton. Parker up top. Wants to get it to Carter Williams and does. 6 on the shot clock. A good look from Parker. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Harris misses. Bucks leading by 12. An even 3-on-3 break. And Monroe with the basket on the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 9 assists now tonight. Smith against Carter Williams. Drummond with a screen on Carter Williams. Smith dishes to Morris. And Parker with the block. And it's Middleton penetrating to the middle. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. Here's Monroe. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup. Monroe's got 10 points in just the second half. Pistons trail by 16. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Smith drives in, and he gets it to go.
What a drive there. It didn't bother him at all to have a much taller defender hanging all over him.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Trains the 3-pointer.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Carter Williams, the pass to Middleton. Monroe down low. Defended by Drummond. And again, it's Greg Monroe.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Caldwell Pope and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Now the feed to Carter Williams. Fires from 14. No luck. Good D by Drummond.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Dishes to Morris. Good D by Parker. Bucks leading by 13. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Now Smith defending. Now here's Carter Williams. Feeds it to Middleton. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Pistons trail by 13. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Kicks it to Drummond. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful 2-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here's Carter Williams after the basket by Detroit. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Jackson comes over with the double. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's foul number 2 for him. It's stolen by Harris.
Already he has 5 turnovers so far. That's not the strongest game for him in that regard.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Pistons trail by 11. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 43% from the floor. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
What a game for Parker. He's got 16 points and also 5 steals. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
At the line for 2.
Free throw good by Parker.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. You know, for me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that that player can make an impact on your roster.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And there are arguments, Clark, on both sides for the NBA and the age restriction it has currently right now. Having one seems to have helped the level of play overall, but I think there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, with the D-League coming into its own, though, Kevin, the discussion has opened up again. NBA teams used to not have a place for high school players. The D-League could serve in that regard now, but having a restriction is something that I think has helped the NBA. I actually would like to see it be 20 years old.
Me too. And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Detroit. Now Monroe kicks to Antetokounmpo. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Shot from the top of the key, and it comes off the front of the rim. Pistons trail by 10. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And the lead is down inside single digits. Drummond's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Pistons with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. Right wing. Morris into the lane. And the rejection by Monroe. Now here's Carter Williams. D right on him. They set the pick. Off the screen. Good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
You have to like what we're seeing from Jabari Parker.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Pistons trail by 10. In the corner, it's Morris. Drummond in the post. Monroe on him. They double him with Middleton. Here's Drummond, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
It's been a solid outing for Drummond. 8 rebounds and 4 assists as well. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
And yeah, Clark, what an example he's been setting out there.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that brings them within single digits.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Down low, here's Carter Williams. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Harris. Rejected by Monroe.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
Free throw good by Parker.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
That one is no good. Pistons trail by 12. And it's Harris off the drive.
Just look at what Harris has done so far. He's got 16 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
He can just change a game with his defense, and he's thrown off their rhythm completely the last several possessions.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. 1:06 left in the game.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Bucks.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this is by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Parker. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Jabari Parker making his last shot.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one, Clark.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Let us take a moment now to recognize our Jordan player of the game. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was a monster on the inside for them. His strength and his size came into play so much tonight. And to go along with his physicality, he had a sweet touch. around the basket.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.